For billions of years, it has hung silently above our world. A normal satellite, a gray, unremarkable rock. But if the solar system is a perfect program, the moon is the system error. It resembles Earth to a suspicious degree. Its orbit is unusually circular. Its density is irrationally light, as if the inside is not solid rock. Every law of physics and every computer model says it should not exist the way it does. April 2026. Artemis 2 enters the dark side of the moon. 30 minutes of expected signal blackout became hours of dead silence. What the crew saw from the other side looked nothing like any natural celestial body we have ever known. Let's wind back the clock 4.5 billion years to a time when the early solar system was still a blazing battlefield. According to the giant impact hypothesis, a theory we've held on to for half a century, a Mars-sized planet named Theia slammed head-on into the young Earth. Imagine 2 trucks colliding at full speed on a highway, but instead of steel and tires, you have 2 molten planets. The impact was so horrific that the 2 merged together and a massive droplet of matter was flung into orbit, eventually cooling to become the satellite we see today. Sounds reasonable, right? But this is where things start to get eerie. By common logic, if you mix a chocolate cake with a vanilla cake, the final product should taste like both. You should be able to taste the vanilla from Earth and a hint of chocolate from the invader planet, Theia. But when experts at the Johnson Space Center and MIT placed Apollo rock samples under the microscope, they were stunned. This bizarre coincidence raises a chilling question. Is the moon truly the offspring of a random collision? Or is it a piece of Earth's own body that was severed with intent? The samples brought back by Chang'e 6 from the far side of the moon even show that it remained hot with volcanic activity much later than expected, defying every cooling model known for a small celestial body. By that logic, the moon should have gone geologically cold and dead long before those rocks ever formed. The teams analyzing the Chang'e samples are staring at evidence that the moon stayed hot and active far longer than any model predicted. We have some serious gaps in our understanding of how this thing works. But that is only the tip of the iceberg. The real absurdity lies in this. The moon you see every night is actually just a mask. Imagine facing an entity with 2 completely different faces. The side we see, the near side, consists of flat plains and dark seas of basaltic lava. But the moment you flip it over, the far side of the moon appears like a nightmare of tangled, rugged impact craters and a crust that is unnaturally thick. Why did volcanoes only erupt on the side facing Earth? Why is it so extremely polarized? Science is still struggling to find the answer, but it feels as if the moon is intentionally turning its best face toward us to hide a terrifying secret on the other side. That secret lies deep within the South Pole. Aitken Basin, a gargantuan scar 2,500 kilometers wide, large enough to fit everything from New York to Las Vegas. It is so deep that it punctured the crust, exposing the internal mantle, something the Apollo missions never managed to reach. However, what truly sent a chill down the spines of NASA scientists was the discovery from the Grail mission. These two spacecraft mapped the moon's gravity and found something that should not exist. A massive, dense concentration of matter buried 300 kilometers beneath that impact crater. A metallic mass weighing billions of tons is dragging down the gravity of the entire region. The safest hypothesis is that it is the metallic core of an ancient planet that crashed there. But in the shadow of theories, one cannot help but shudder and wonder. Is it the remnant of a collision, or a colossal artificial structure that has lain dormant there for billions of years? If you intend to set foot there to find the answer, be careful, because even the dust beneath your feet is full of hostility. Lunar dust is not like sand on Earth. It consists of tiny, sharp, and electrically charged shards of glass. With no water or wind to erode them, they have remained sharp enough to shred even the sturdiest astronaut suits after billions of years. It clings like a leech, jamming machinery and turning every mission into a true battle for survival. Finally, there are things science calls transient lunar phenomena, TLP. Since the 1700s, astronomers have reported strange lights, glowing red streaks, and mysterious bright spots appearing and disappearing right on its dead surface. Scientists at the Max Planck Institute have struggled to classify them, but the biggest question remains. Why do these flashes always appear in the exact same locations for centuries? The moon is not as silent as we thought. It is broadcasting signals, whispers of light, and gravitational anomalies. Artemis, 2 swept past in 2026, capturing images of strange brown and blue hues that ordinary cameras could not grasp. Astronaut Christina Koch described the experience as genuinely disorienting. From close range, the far side is not gray. It reads as tans and pale blues depending on the sun angle. They photographed the Earth setting behind the lunar horizon, our entire world disappearing behind the rim of another, and those images are already being used by the teams at Johnson Space Center to finalize what comes next. But it won't be until Artemis 4, targeting 2028, when we truly dig deep into the undisturbed regolith at the South Pole, that the truth will be exposed. The target zone is the lunar South Pole, a region where permanently shadowed craters have not seen temperatures above -200 degrees Celsius in billions of years. There is water ice confirmed down there by instruments on the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter operated by the teams at Goddard Space Flight Center. The plan is to drill into the regolith, pull samples from multiple depths, and characterize a part of the moon that has been completely untouched since before Earth had continents. The scientific case is enormous. Ice cores from those shadowed craters could contain a frozen record of what the early inner solar system actually looked like, a geological time capsule that does not exist anywhere else we can reach. And with a drill pressing into regolith that has been sitting undisturbed for 4 billion years, right next to the largest and deepest impact structure in the solar system, there is a real possibility that Artemis 4 uncovers something that forces us to revise the story of the moon one more time. We have walked on it, driven across it, and crashed rockets into it on purpose to measure the shock waves. And the honest summary is that the moon keeps surprising us every time we look more carefully. We are looking for the true identity of this bizarre neighbor. Will we find a geological diary of the Earth, or evidence that we have never been alone in the solar system? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back with the next mysterious location.